Gender bending is something that nobody has ever asked for, rarely ever goes well, and I'm glad that somebody is finally saying something. Hi y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here. It's no secret that in recent years there's been a lot of drama in regards to gender bending, the act of taking a well-known character of one particular gender and swapping them for another. Typically, it only works one way though. They take a beloved, traditionally male character and replace him with a female version of him for God knows what reason. And that happening fairly consistent in both video games, movies, and comic book media for years has led to a lot of different complaints. And finally, somebody in Hollywood speaks out and makes some f***ing sense. And thank you to Jenna Ortega for being the voice of reason. I never thought I'd say that in my life. While on the press junket for her new film Beetlejuice, Jenna Ortega was asked if she would ever play a female version of Edward Scissorhands, because that's definitely something people would want to watch, right? Not. And when she was asked this incredibly ridiculous question, Jenna made it known that she doesn't really believe in genderbends anymore. She had this to say: "I love that there's a lot more female leads nowadays. I think that's so special, but we should have our own. I don't like it when it's like a spin-off. I don't want to see Jamie Bond, you know? I want to see another badass." And that is the problem that Hollywood is missing. See, the issue with female representation in films is not that anybody's really complaining about not wanting to see women in film. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's definitely not what I'm saying. We could use some big, strong women on the big screen if you ask me. However, the main issue is that when you take a traditionally male character, or a character that has any traditional thing about them, and you flip that thing on its head for literally no reason related to the story or whatever, other than getting asses in seats on a DEI ESG basis, then basically what you're doing is meddling with things that really don't need to be meddled with. I'm a big proponent of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So when you take traditionally male characters and make them female for no reason, other than pulling the whole "I can do what you do, but I can do it in heels" thing, it comes across patronizing to women, and it just pisses men off, and it essentially results in low box office numbers and later directors and producers coming out and attacking fans for being bigots. That sounds about right, right? I mean, look, if you want to talk about a strong female-led movie, does anybody remember Atomic Blonde starring Charlize Theron in 2017? That was kind of a spy action thriller starring somebody who was not only a complete badass, but also a babe. And my mom put me onto this movie recently, and I think it's a great example of an inherently flawed but still badass, really great female character. There is a film that came out in 1980 starring Gina Rowland called Gloria. It's not a perfect movie, but to me, she was a perfect example of a female lead doing badass shit, making mistakes, imperfect as she is as a person, phenomenal as a lead. How about Ellen Ripley in the Alien franchise? It doesn't get much better than that. And that wasn't patronizing. The whole story and series weren't based around the fact that she was a girl doing girl power things. No, she just happened to be a really strong, really well-written, intelligent character that was a woman, and that's exactly how women should be written. The entire story shouldn't be centered around the fact that she's a woman, and therefore they just won't let you forget it. I don't need that. I know what I have going on. I know the things that all that comes with. I don't need you to preach to me about what being a woman is. Just give me a woman doing cool shit. That's what we need more movies of, and that is 100% why I agree with Jenna Ortega. The more characters you take and just gender bend for the sake of gender bending, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys saw, but immediately after Deadpool and Wolverine, Marvel in the comics has basically had Deadpool go off, I don't know where specifically, and now his daughter is Deadpool? Who asked for that shit? If you tell me that you are incapable of writing strong women, so you basically just have to take men and turn them into women, you're telling me that you don't know enough about women or don't give a shit enough about women to actually make one make sense. And that, I think, is inherently more problematic than people who don't like gender bending. But that's none of my business, right? I mean, look, the studios are never gonna listen to us on this, right? Because the studios know all, and when it eventually shows up in box office numbers that that they don't know all. They could just attack us for being misogynists. But as somebody who has lady parts and wants to see women in cool leading woman roles, I don't need you to replace all my male superheroes and favorite male characters with female equivalents. And I know that inevitably somebody's gonna comment on the fact that a lot of my cosplays are gender bends. Yeah, that's because I'm one asshole doing my own thing in my house. I happen to love Wolverine, Batman, and Optimus Prime, for instance, so yeah, I'm gonna cosplay them. But the fact of the matter is that when things are a certain way, sometimes they should just stay a certain way. And we, as a society, should make an effort to write better women, as opposed to taking away parts from men, giving them to women, and then making it all about the fact that they are a woman. It's patronizing, it's icky, and quite frankly, it doesn't make money at the box office. And that's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. For more SnarkyJay, be sure to check me out on Instagram, and if you'd like to support me, this channel, and my content creation, do check out and consider subscribing to my Patreon for exclusive photo shoot sets and cosplay content. I will add links to both of those in the description below, and let me know your thoughts on Hollywood gender bends in the comments below.